Hello. Welcome back to The Young Voter. As the conflict continues in Libya, domestic news continues to be made, with Republicans making outlandish statements and going after religious minorities. As the 2012 campaign gears up, Republican contenders have to pander to their political base. That is to be expected, but the degree to which they are willing to lie and slander the Muslim American community in this country is despicable, and frankly should not be tolerated in the political discourse. Yet, the right wing continues to tolerate such behavior and to praise it. Herman Cain, the ex-executive of Godfather's Pizza, made this statement. He is a potential candidate for the Republican nomination in 2012. He said Sharia law, Islamic fundamentalist law, is creeping into the U.S. much like it is creeping and has taken over Europe. He says he would never allow a Muslim in the cabinet because this is a Christian nation and he cannot allow Sharia law to take over the United States. Now, first of all, I want to tear apart his statements that Sharia law has taken over Europe, because no such thing has occurred. Europe is not ruled by Sharia law. There have certainly been instances of conflict between the Muslim minorities and the rest of the population, and most notably in France, Germany, England. But Sharia law is not running Europe. I don't know where Herman Cain is getting that information, but he's a Republican, so he doesn't believe in facts. Secondly, how is Sharia law creeping in the United States? Have you perceived it? Have you seen Sharia law creeping into your community? When was the last time Sharia law was used to decide a case? When has Sharia law ever been mentioned in the United States before this year? I really don't understand. It baffles me. And what baffles me further is that there are attempts to make it illegal in 23 states. Laws have been passed in many states, including Tennessee, Oklahoma, and Idaho, that would ban Sharia law. But that's ridiculous, because Sharia law isn't even present in the United States. I don't understand where they're getting this information. It would be nice if they came out with some facts, for once, and gave us some evidence to back up their assertions. But all they can say is, Muslims are trying to spread Sharia law in the United States to radicalize their children so that they can take over this country and make it a Muslim nation. Now that's very curious, because I don't even know if there are any Muslims in Oklahoma and Idaho, and they're banning Sharia law. I don't understand why they need to do this. Where is the Sharia law? There's no evidence of it. I've looked. There isn't Sharia law being used anywhere in the United States. But again, people from Sarah Palin to Michelle Bachmann, Herman Cain, Newt Gingrich, they are saying in a coded message that the Christian roots of this country are being eroded and that Islam is going to take over. He said that he was worried about his grandchildren growing up in a world where secular radical Islam was going to govern the United States, and his grandchildren would not have a sense of what being an American means. I don't know if I got the memo, but when was the last time radical Islamists were secular? But these people don't make sense. They just throw out talking points in order to confuse. The Harry Truman quote of, if you can't convince them, confuse them, is fully at play here. They're just shooting out garbled nonsense. Nothing of what they say makes sense. And then they say that they don't want Muslims to impose their religious beliefs on others. Hello? You're the same people that want prayer in public school. You're the same people that keep affirming that this is a Christian nation. I'm fine with people professing their faith, or even lobbying for faith having a greater role in the government, as long as then you're not hypocritical by saying that other people can't proselytize and try to push their own faith on others. I think that the Constitution is very clear in separating church and state, and I don't support church encroaching on state or vice versa. But if you're going to make an argument, try to be coherent and not be a hypocrite. Republicans use a wedge issue to gather people to their cause. just like they did to gays before this. Now they're doing it to Muslims. They're using them as a scapegoat for all the problems wrong with this country. Sharia law is taking over. The pillars of American Christianity are falling apart. It's not happening. It's nonsense. Sharia law is not taking over this country. I have yet to see anyone try to use Sharia law in this country. I've certainly seen people try to impose Christian law in this country, making sure that this is a Christian nation, but I certainly haven't seen Sharia law. This assault on the Muslim community is McCarthyism and bigotry. Thank you again for watching The Young Voter.